Hi guys, it's Hot Sauce Mama. It is Thursday, almost Friday, almost Friday, almost Friday. Thursday's almost over. Friday's almost here. Party time, or potty time. That's kind of what I'm here to talk about today. So, talking about dishwashing hacks, right? There's so much stuff that you can do in your dishwasher that you probably didn't even know about that is not washing dishes. Apologies for those that may have joined me a few minutes ago, but apparently I lost network connection, so I've got to start all over again. So this all started with me kind of thinking to myself, I pass my daughter's little potty, like her little training potty, a million times a day. And I clean it out a million times a day. And I Clorox it and I scour it a million times a day. And I'm thinking to myself, there's got to be a better way. Like, can't I just throw them in the dishwasher? Like the parts, like, you know, the potties I'm talking about, right? There were these potties that they come into pieces. I think this one's a Fisher Price one, right? So like you literally like, you take this part off, right? And then there's a little reservoir where they go pee and poop in here, right? And then you just dump it and rinse it and clean it and then put it all back together. But I'm thinking to myself, like this and like the undersides of all this stuff, I'm thinking there's no way that I'm going to be able to have bleach touch every little one of these crevices. And I think about my daughter sitting on here and getting her hands all, and just think, I was not this manic with my son because my son was a stander because they stand, right? But my daughter, on the other hand, I'm thinking, I don't know why I have this need to feel like I need to be more sanitary with her. So I thought, I wonder if I could put her in the dishwasher, right? In the top rack, you can put top rack in anything, right? So I went out on the internet and I was like trolling and questioning and trying to see like what moms would do or wouldn't do, or what the maker of this unit suggests. And all the other moms are like, it's not all of them, but some of them were like, heck no, just use bleach. No. Like, and then they're like, are you crazy? Like, that's disgusting. I went to my sister's house and I saw her put the potty pieces in her dishwasher with all the dishes that we just ate on, and I will never eat in her house ever again. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? If it's gonna make my life easier and it's going in a dishwasher with that heat cycle that is insanely high, it's gonna kill anything. Not to say, not for nothing, but like our dishes are pretty gross too. Like, so I'm thinking to myself, I think I might be able to handle it if I could just wrap my head around like thought of putting pieces of the body in my dishwasher. Or you can just put it in your dishwasher without other foodstuffs or like other plates and stuff. I don't know. What do you think? Have you done it? Do you do it? You know, and on the internet, people were saying things like, oh, absolutely you do it. It's here, mom. It's a good shortcut, and that the heat will kill anything that's in there, and there's soap in there too, so it's totally fine. And then there's other moms that are like, absolutely not, just use bleach. And then there's other moms that are like, what's the big deal? Why do you have to wash your potty anyways? And I'm thinking to myself, are you insane? You're having a fit at me because I want to wash my kid's potty in the dishwasher, but you don't clean yours at all. Okay. And case in point, if you can cook a lasagna and you can cook meals in the dishwasher, that heat's got to get up pretty darn high. I'm thinking, like, if people are cooking food in a dishwasher, why can't I clean my potty in a dishwasher, right? But that, again, prompted me to kind of look into other things that you could clean or do with your dishwasher. Because there's this thought that, like, okay, those that are single or those that have small families and they live in apartments, they have these dishwashers and they're like, I never use them because they don't generate enough dishes, right? And so then people come back and say, think about the things that you can do with your dishwasher, because if you have an energy saver like dishwasher, that only uses 4 gallons of water for one cycle. Whereas if you were to hand wash all of those things, it's gonna take way more than 4 gallons. So it's actually really quite energy efficient and cost effective. So, okay, so that kind of got me thinking. So I started looking through stuff and doing some research and asking some people, and there's a lot of really cool things that you can do in your dishwasher. So I'm gonna start listing some out for you, and then maybe I can put some links in my Facebook Live so that you can take a look for yourself at some that are out there. But I'm really curious if there's things that you do that you put in your dishwasher that you clean, because if it's gonna make my life easier, bring it on, right? Okay, so plastic toys. You can clean plastic toys in the dishwasher. I'm sure you probably know that. Just got to put them in the top rack, because if you put them in the bottom rack, sometimes it can destroy the toys. Apologies for that interruption. I have no idea. Hey, Kate, I have no idea why I keep going in and out of connection. No idea, but thank you for hanging in there with me. So there are some things that you can do in your dishwasher, but I want to know what you do in your dishwasher that is not typical. Like I said, you can clean toys in your dishwasher, which I think is pretty brilliant, especially if you've got the little ones that are teething and they're eating everything, all of their toys and stuff. Or if you have a play date and you have these like sick kids over, you're like, ugh, like I don't think I'm gonna be able to like Clorox all of these toys. And then your kid's putting Clorox toys in their mouth. Apparently you can put them in your dishwasher, top rack. And if you have small pieces like Legos and stuff like that, you can put them in like these garment bags. You know, these things where mommies put their unmentionables. You put your unmentionables in here. It's like a delicates bag. You can throw it in the dishwasher with small toys so that the little parts don't fall down into your washer or get lost. That's a good tip, right? I'm all about that tip. That's a good one. But again, that has to be top rack. Dog gear. Did you know that you can like wash your dog gear, like leashes and collars and things like that can be put in the dishwasher? Again, top rack. And you don't want to use anything that's leather. So there's certain things that you can and cannot wash in the dishwasher. Plastics and stuff like that, absolutely. Things like leather or copper or wood, china, crystal. You know, there's a laundry list of things that you can't put in the dishwasher, but those are no-brainers. We know that. You don't put your $500 China serving plate in the dishwasher, right? And you don't put your crystal in there, right? But yes, dog gear. You can put dog gear in there, like dog bowls, like collars, leashes, just as long as there's no leather on it. And sometimes if you have rhinestones and stuff like that, you want to avoid that too, because they're just small parts that are going to get... Hear my dog barking. She can kind of hear me talking about her. Other thing, baseball caps. I know I talked about this on my previous hack call. Baseball hats. You can put those in the top rack too. I've done it before where I haven't put them in anything. I just kind of stuck them in the top rack. But apparently they have these things, they're called like hat savers, and it's like a wire frame that you put your cap in, and then you put it in the top rack of your dishwasher so that your cap gets clean and withholds its shape, which I think is cool, but I never invested in it. I've never used one before. Do any of you? Do you guys have husbands or brothers or sons that use them? Because your head gets really, I mean, like your head sweats and it gets gross, right? So I'm all about and you don't want to throw them in the washing machine because it'll destroy the brim and all of that stuff. So yeah, apparently you can do that in a dishwasher and use one of those cap saver things. Sporting gear. Moms that have kids that are in sports. Did you know that like things like shin guards and pads and stuff like that can be washed in your dishwasher? And again, it's a shape thing. It's going to hold the shape. But they say if you're going to do that, like don't use soap. Like, so I guess you just run them in the dishwasher without a soap, like without any detergent or soap or anything like that. But you could do like shin guards and knee pads and things like that can go in your dishwasher, which I thought was pretty brilliant, seeing as though my kid is like in soccer and has some stinky shin guards. Other thing, again, no detergent on those. And they don't say not to use the dry cycle on that. Apparently maybe that has to do with heat and they don't want you to melt like your shin guards or something. I'm not sure. Hygiene tools. So things like toothbrushes, like personal hygiene tools, like toothbrushes, I'm looking at my list. Hairbrushes, toothbrushes, combs, makeup brushes, just as long as they're plastic and they're, they don't have wooden handles or anything like that. Like, I don't know if you saw the post that I put out there one time, but my daughter got into like my makeup drawer and she took all of my makeup brushes and she was dipping them in the toilet and like water painting all over the walls. And I'm like, as you know, makeup brushes aren't cheap. And I'm thinking, not like I wear a whole lot of makeup or wear it a lot, but I'm like, I'm not gonna go out and buy more makeup brushes. What am I gonna do with them? You put them in your like the rack with you can put them like in your silverware rack, and you can clean your makeup brushes that way. And you can clean toothbrushes. A lot of people like to disinfect the toothbrushes, like if you get a cold sore, if you're sick or something like that, you want to disinfect your toothbrushes, you don't want to get a new one, you can put them in your dishwasher, right? Hairbrushes, same thing. Like sometimes people may have dandruff or may have lice or something like that. I mean, if I had lice, I'd just personally throw the thing out, but apparently you can dishwash the heck out of that stuff. Yes, what else? Footwear. Basically, if it's rubber or plastic, you can wash your footwear. So you're talking like flip-flops, galoshes, rain boots. You can wash those in your dishwasher too. But they do say, believe it or not, they say the one shoe that you don't want to wash in your dishwasher is a Croc. Like Croc shoes, which every mother knows is like every mother's best friend. They're the ugliest things ever, and you would personally never wear them, but they're genius for your child. They say not to wash Crocs in the dishwasher. I don't know why. Are they made of some sort of super secret high technology plastic that other things like galoshes and flip-flops aren't? Apparently they say that you're not to use those in your dishwasher. So vents and covers. So like, the plates that go over like your, oh my gosh, I just had arm flab. Okay, I'm gonna flex, arm flab. The plates that go over your light switches and the plates that go over your like outlets, those can get really dirty too and grimy and you don't even know it. I personally would not get out a screwdriver and unscrew them all and put them in my dishwasher, but if you want to do it, great, because they do breed bacteria too, because people have stuff with their hands and they're touching all, yeah. So anyways, if you're that diligent and you're, I don't know, really wanting to sanitize your entire house, you can do that. Apparently you can put those things in your dishwasher and help to sanitize and clean those. Fan blades, like plastic fan blades, plastic grills, small like window screens that kind of get dirty or get dusty or whatever. Refrigerator shelves. I thought that was genius. Like the drawers that like you put your deli in or your vegetables and you get all that kind of like your fruit and vegetables rot and they get all that brown gook in the bottom of them. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to try to clean that and all that. And sometimes it's just really stuck on and I don't know how long it's been there. Apparently you can put your drawers and you can put your shelves in the dishwasher, which I thought was pretty brilliant. Never done it before. They have to be able to fit in your dishwasher. So never done it. If you've done it, let me know, right? Because I want to see how that worked out. Or did you have to do additional cleaning when you did that, or did it just take care of it all, right? Tools. Like, I don't know what kind of tools you would want to put in your dishwasher, because if they're metal, like tools, expensive tools, like, you know, the man cave tools, you really have to make sure that they're dry because they can rust. But like gardening tools apparently you can do, or even like garden pots. But they do recommend if you're doing like gardening using like garden tools or garden pots that you rinse them out or like kind of do a pre-wash on them, because if they have any residual fertilizers or chemicals in them, you can get some cross-contamination. But apparently you can clean those too in your dishwasher. Then there is, okay, again, very much along the same lines of like the outlet covers and the switch plate covers, your pulls and your handles on your like cabinets, like, you know, these things, can you see them? These things on your cabinets and the pulls on your drawers and everything, if you want to take them off and put them in your dishwasher, you can clean those too. Again, we do touch those a lot and they're really gross and we don't think to sanitize those things, but I'm not gonna whip out a screwdriver and unscrew the 50 like, you know, knobs and handles I have in my kitchen and try to sanitize them. They do say that when you're doing something like that with cabinet pulls, because they are small, that you use one of these baskets. You know, these are like the ones that you pay like $1 for at Walmart. I use this all the time. My kids don't, we don't use this for our bottles or anymore because we don't do, our kids are beyond that age, but like I know for like my water bottles and stuff, when I have like the Camelbacks that have the tall straws and stuff like that, or if I have any like my water bottles or even my kids' water bottles, I use this for that. And I'll throw other things in here too, like tops to cans or tops to lids or whatever like that, so it doesn't get lost in the dishwasher. I use this it was like $1, right? And you can use this a lot. It's better than, I mean, it's floating around and getting lost and breaking on the dishes in your dishwasher. So if you want to clean your pulls and your handles, use one of these in the dishwasher. Canning jars. I don't know if any of you can. Are we that old that we're talking about canning? Well, I will tell you that like growing up, my mom and dad and I, we would, basically it was me being bribed to, picked a lot of berries. We lived in, you know, a very humid climate out in the Midwest. We were picking blackberries and raspberries and currants and gooseberries. So I would pick all these berries, spend days picking these berries. I would pick like literally gallon buckets of this stuff. And they would give me like $1. Or they'd say, we'll take you to the movie theater. Okay, so spending my days in the heat picking all these berries, my mom would then turn them into preserves or turn them into jellies and jams, and she would can them. So she taught me how to do that. And when I moved here to North Carolina, my mom and dad and I went out to the strawberry fields. We picked a ton of strawberries and we made strawberry preserves. And I have also gone blueberry picking and made blueberry preserves. And you have to, in the canning process, you have to sterilize all of the jars before you put any of the contents in it because of the bacteria that could breed. And it could be bad, botulism is bad. So you can indeed sterilize them in your dishwasher, but you cannot preserve them. There's a whole step where you have to preserve your jams and jellies or canned goods. You cannot preserve those in the dishwasher, but you can sanitize your jams and jelly jars. And I've done it, and it's a huge time saver. Cleaning supplies. I'm sure you know this, but like things like sponges, you know, or like these sponges or whatever, or like brushes, like scrub brushes or dustpans, or what else is on the list? Vacuum attachments, waste paper bins, all of those things, like small enough waste paper bins, all those things can go in your dishwasher. And not only do they sanitize it, they refresh them. Because you think about like how stinky these get, they get stinky and they get gross, right? And just throw it in your dishwasher. And like, I don't even want to show you right now, but look at how gross my trash can is here like this. And it's a plastic trash can and it's small enough. I could probably put this in the lower rack. And like, I could hose this out in the garage, but then I have to touch it. I already touch enough gross stuff being a mom. So yeah, so that's another option for you if you want to deal with cleaning supplies and stuff. So that kind of exhausts my list that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. But I'm sure that there's a million other things that you can do in the dishwasher. And like I said, if you can cook in the dishwasher, you can pretty much do anything in the dishwasher. But like I said, there is a list of things that you cannot put in the dishwasher. because you'll break it or hurt it. And then there's these things that you can, and there's other things that you can't do. But I'm anxious and excited to hear about what you do in the dishwasher, what you clean in the dishwasher, and what you would and wouldn't clean in the dishwasher. And specifically, would you do the potty trick? Would you put your potty pieces in there or not? So that's my tricks for the day. Let me know your tips and tricks. Give me some thumbs up, some hearts, some loves. Share this, forward it on. Keep it going. And moms, keep hacking, because it's rough out there, and we just need something to help us get through the day and make our lives a little bit easier. So, and join me tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, and I'm back into my wine tasting mode now that I'm back home after a break. And I am going to be taste testing tomorrow night at 5 o'clock Eastern Time online, Facebook Live, Hot Mess Mama. Join us. We are going to be testing wines and breakfast cereals. So think Cocoa Puffs, think Captain Crunch. I'm not even gonna say Cheerios because we have enough Cheerios in our life, but like think Lucky Charms paired with a really tasty wine. It'll be good. It'll be good stuff. And I would love for you to be there with me. So come join me. Otherwise, like I said, have a great day, moms. Friday's almost here. Hack on, and we'll see you soon.